And now we proceed the second step of cellular respiration, the Krebs cycle or the citric acid. The Krebs cycle is the second step of cellular respiration. The Krebs cycle needs oxygen in order to proceed, and it takes place in inner matrix of the mitochondria, which is found inside cells. If oxygen is present, pyruvate that is formed in first step of the cellular respiration and taken and initiate inner membrane in a Krebs cycle begin during the respiratory stage of the Krebs cycle. Pyruvate molecules left over from glycosis give up a carbon atom in a form of CO2. Next, the Krebs cycle proceeds. The newly formed two carbon molecule combines of a molecule we called COMLA. This produce a product that important the Krebs cycle called acetyl-CoA. Stored electrons molecule in NDH that is used later during a cellular respiration. The Krebs cycle begins in a 4-carbon molecule combined acetyl-CoA forming a 6-carbon molecule called acetic acid. Next, during chain of reaction, 2 carbon are given from citric acid in the form of CO2. Our ATP molecule is produced in since high energy electrons are produced during chain reaction of 3 NADH molecule produced when NAD plus takes electrons in a 3 become NADH, so 3 NADH are produced. Then 2 electrons are stored in a molecule are called FAD. During Krebs cycle in this reaction proceeds FDA2 molecule. To understand Krebs cycle, let's watch this video.
In the Krebs cycle, the acetyl-CoAs that we made during the link reaction will get further broken down. Remember, these acetyl-CoA molecules are the remains of our original glucose molecule that we started with at the beginning of respiration. By the time we're done with the Krebs cycle, our glucose will be completely oxidized and broken down to carbon dioxide. Let's check out how the Krebs cycle completes this breakdown. First, acetyl-CoA reacts with a 4-carbon molecule called oxaloacetate. This makes a 6-carbon molecule called citric acid. For this reason, the Krebs cycle is sometimes called the citric acid cycle. Citric acid gets oxidized, transferring electrons and hydrogens to NAD+, forming NADH. This oxidation reaction causes the release of CO2 as well. Now we have a 5-carbon molecule. This molecule undergoes a similar process of oxidation, producing another NADH and another CO2. Now we have a 4-carbon molecule. This 4-carbon molecule undergoes another chemical reaction that transforms it into a different 4-carbon molecule. The energy released by this reaction is used to join ADP and phosphate to form ATP. Our new 4-carbon molecule gets oxidized even further, transferring electrons and hydrogens to a different electron carrier called FAD, forming FADH2. FADH2 will serve the same purpose as NADH, carrying electrons to the electron transport chain. The new 4-carbon molecule that results gets oxidized one more time, forming even more NADH. This final reaction also results in making our starting molecule, oxaloacetate, once again. This is why the Krebs cycle is a cycle. We end up right where we started. But notice that we made a bunch of useful molecules along the way. Perhaps most importantly, we have produced many electron carriers, NADH and FADH2, that will carry electrons to the electron transport chain. We also made ATP that can be used as energy, as well as carbon dioxide that will be breathed out when you exhale. Since we have one more acetyl-CoA that needs to go through the Krebs cycle, let's watch the process one more time with a slightly different perspective that shows its cyclical nature. If you are doing the respiration interactive activity at Bioman Biology, you should now return to it and complete the tasks related to the Krebs cycle.